Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 10 of the Hot Drop.
Good evening, everyone. It is your host, Grim Reaper, live from the studios here in Death Valley with episode 10 of the Hot Drop.
Yeah.
We are going to discuss BGE regular season and the finals that just happened, and the last week of what just went down there, who qualified, who got eliminated, and what we're looking forward to in the champs. As always, we're joined by the most electrifying man in PUBG entertainment, Shocks,
Hola, mi gente.
and making his appearance in his last episode of the Hot Drop, Kids TTV.
What's up, everybody?
Na 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 na.
Alrighty, let's get into. I'll run down the quick scores for you. Let's pull them up because computer did a restart.
Imagine not having
Wow,
that tab
imagine
pulled
not
open.
being ready.
Right.
After we waited for how long? Sheesh.
Alrighty, your regular season champions, version 2, 224 points. Second place went to Properly Tucked with 204. K7 in third with 192. Console Killers in fourth, 181. Skyline Gaming in fifth with 170. 20 Squad South in sixth with 169. Torch in seventh with 165. Dub Hub in eighth with 154. Crazy Mob in ninth with 135. So Strong in 10th with 134. Cracked Minds at 11th with 119. 20 Squad North in 12th with 117. Brotherhood Esports in 13th with 95. Denial Esports in 14th with 80. Hellfire Esports in 15th with 79. And Time to Report in 16th with 67. Those are your top 16. And the way the brackets actually fell, your top 16 are all the teams that made it in.
Nice.
Teams eliminated in the 17th position was Legacy with 63. Energy in 18th with 62. Revolutions in 19th with 61. I'm the Best in 20th with 56. Phase 9 in 21st with 47. The Bunker in 22nd with 45. Gemini Esports in 23rd with 45. And as Shocks calls them, the Mr. Irrelevant, the team in last place, 24th place, designated Menace with 24 points.
Womp womp womp.
Alrighty. First topic tonight, biggest winner.
Let's go.
Who was your biggest winner, Shocks?
For me, my biggest winner, I mean, there could have been a bunch of teams to put in this category, but for me, the biggest winners had to be the Console Killers. And here's my reasoning behind this. All right, first of all, top 5 team. I think they ended up finishing off in 4th place off the top of my head. So, top 5 team. And if we go back to, start of season 3, this is a team that recently came back. We didn't know what the hell they were. They weren't even that great of a team in the beginning, but they've picked up pieces. And, we do dailies all the time, and rarely are they ever that top 3 team. But as of late, they've been on fire, and Console Killers absolutely went on a tear the last week. And to me, they are the biggest winners because they are in a team that I would have said, hey, give me your top 5 teams right now. I would have not said Console Killers, so shout out to them.
Kids, who do you got?
I picked Denial Esports as my winner, biggest winner, because they were one of the bubble teams on the outside looking in on the very last night to play. And they took care of business game 1. I don't remember off the top of my head. They needed like 15 or 17. It was somewhere in that range to, take out whoever they needed to take out to get into that top, get in. And they did the very first game, and they played the rest of the tourney really just, taking over spots. They jumped all the way to the 14th position, overtaking Hellfire and T2R in the bottom 2 spots that got in. So shout out to them. They set the goal, they reached their goal, and they continued to climb after they set their goal. So biggest winner for them, for me, is definitely them, just because they set a goal, they did it, and we'll see them Friday and Saturday in the finals.
Yeah, they killed it. Shout out Denial.
For me, my biggest winner, time to report, T2R. Just getting in, holding on to that last position.
Got lucky.
They were in on Friday night, and then they had to sit and wait and watch on Saturday to let everything go down.
And they were in the stream
hope
watching.
and prayed that they make it in. And they made it in. They didn't get eliminated. Denial, as Kid said, jumping up in the first game above them right off the bat, knocking them down from 15th into 16th position, sitting there going, okay, we're the next team eliminated if one of these other teams under us gets more points in the next 4 games. It didn't happen, so they just snuck by. And time to report, not knocking you guys, was not a team I was expecting to be in the finals. I would have had a Legacy or Revolutions or even an I'm the best slightly higher up in the rankings over them. But shout out to Time to Report, my biggest winner. You made it to the finals. Get to see you for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, shout out T2R. It's going to be interesting. Yasnaya Poliana, see if they're going to continue to drop there with CK.
Mm-hmm. Some fights off the rip. See how that goes.
Mm-hmm. Keep it spicy, baby. And CK really didn't have that issue because they were in different groups, so they rarely had to see him off that off-rip Yasnaya Poliana fight. When we put him in the finals into champs, like, that might be every game them fighting it out. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right. From biggest winner, let's go to biggest loser. Kids, start with you on this one.
Oh, about these knuckles real quick. ITB. And I'm saying ITB because after game 1, they were at 56 points. T2R had 67, and they stayed at 67 because they were done that Friday. For some unknown blue moon reason, they decided to say, we're not coming back. Understand it's 11 points, and y'all was still in the hunt. Why disqualify
4 games to get 11 points.
Yourself? Yeah. Now, there were some other teams, I'll touch on that later on in this conversation, that needed a couple points to do what they needed to do and didn't do it. But ITB, why just quit? You quit. I'll never understand, and I'll never try to make sense to why someone's like, hey, you know what, we're done. In the middle of really a tight, close race for the 16th and 15th positions to qualify. So to me, they showed out. We saw that they can carry their own. We saw it the very first week, and we saw they could win gunfights. Kind of smart, kind of not in certain situations. But to me, it's them because I think they could have been that 16th team that took over T2R, like Grim, you said earlier. Or, we could have pictured them higher than them. But at the end of the day, they're my biggest losers because they just quit. They stopped showing up, and I don't know. I will always, and I'll say it again. Whatever punishment they get, I don't think we'll ever sit in the back regardless. But whatever punishment that is get handed out for just quitting, I don't think it's gonna be good enough for them. So,
Boom.
That's my biggest
At least
loser.
they quit. At least they quit like now instead of like week 1 of champs.
Right.
Like or we're 15
True.
team in it because they freaking bums.
Right.
Very true. I agree. It's not my team, but I agree with what Kid said there. I don't know what their issue was. They played game 1. They showed up for game 2. We had a lobby issue with game 2. We had to restart the lobby, and they said they weren't coming back. They were disqualifying themselves. And that's all they said. Didn't say anything else after that. I messaged them a couple times like, hey, you guys are only like 11 points out of qualifying. Like, I get you missed a game now, but show up for the last 3 and you guys can do it. Out of all the teams, you guys can get those 11 points. We've seen you do it. Nothing.
Losers.
Never responded. Never replied again.
Bums.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Shocks, who do you got?
My biggest losers to me, and this is out of all love and respect for my brother, Red Eye. My biggest loser is Gemini Esports, and the reason why is because I believe they were second to last place, 1 spot above Mystery Relevant team. DMG. So, and this is a team that has a ton of potential. I think they've been doing really good in the dailies, at least being in the middle of the pack team, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th place or something like that, you know, somewhere in the middle of the pack. Second to last out of 24 teams, and a team that, although they're a newer team, it's a team that I know has a lot of talent. So to see them not even being in 17th, 18th, 19th place, to me that has to be the biggest losers because it's a well-ran organization and very disappointing for me to see them not make it. I would love to see them in the top 16. So biggest losers for me, gotta be Gemini Esports.
Now, let me put this out there. First, congratulations to Red Eye. Got married.
Shit, shout out Red Eye.
Congratulations to you.
R.I.P.
Yep. Rip.
But do you think that may have played a factor? Red Eye not being there for 2 weeks, essentially.
Okay, it may have, but I mean, this is why we do the rosters the way we do it, and I mean, replacing the Red Eye, I mean, you're still bottom half team. You're second from worst. You know, like he came back and they did. I think they probably did worse the last week. Dare I say he was rusty?
He was also coming off that little mini vacation.
Right. I mean, he hadn't played for 2 weeks, so
yeah, he was still in that phase of "am I married" type deal.
I failed that. Yep. But nope. Biggest losers, definitely them for me.
Hey, big rip, but yes, congrats to Red Eye for sure, man.
Yes, sir. Now you got more
It's a
time to
milestone
spend
for
with
sure.
the wifey.
Not true because you said you're pulling him into the booth.
Well, kids can't do his thing, but I guess not.
All right, my biggest loser, Phase 9. I expected more out of them. Just the way they perform at times. That last night, or they played both nights going into the final week. They could have easily been up in that contention of the last spot, that 16th spot.
Yeah.
But that Friday, they picked up 2 points total.
Jeez.
2 points in,
In
5
games. That's bad.
Week 1, I think they picked up 3. I think it was maybe 3 or 4.
They picked up 9 total points.
They would have probably been better off just dropping 4-man, you know, on different corners of the map and trying to play for survival. Shit.
Yeah. See who can last the longest. Make a game out of it.
Yep.
So yeah, week 1 they picked up 9 points. Their double week they picked up 2 points for the first night, and then for the second night they picked up. Where are they even on this list? I don't see them, but they didn't pick up a lot of
23 points. They picked up 23 points.
So they almost doubled their score.
Wow.
That second night of the final night of the final week, but by that point it was too late. They needed both nights to show out and didn't happen. So for me, Phase 9, no bueno.
No bueno.
Them single digit number games in qualifiers or in finals, that's not going to cut it. Especially, it's just not going to happen.
You get roster.
2 points.
The roster
You
was
can
good.
get a single digit if you're like 8 or 9. You might be able to consistently here or there. 1 is okay, but your single digits where you're getting 2 points, that's not going to get you anywhere. With that, I'm surprised they're not the Mr. Irrelevant team. Just the way that went down.
Shows you how bad DMG played. Whew.
Yep. I'm still believing that they were a troll in this tournament, to be honest. That was a last minute team too, I want to say.
I mean, they had signed up, but I think they just the way
I'm
they
talking
put
about roster wise. They signed up, but the roster wise was,
yeah, because I think it was probably supposed to be Bliv and Trill and whoever the hell they had.
Yep, and they all
Zimbo,
left.
Slice and all them, and they're just putting Bliv and Trill together. God damn, these guys can't last on any roster, let alone together on a roster.
Right.
So,
and they're not bad players. It's just their egos and
I don't know
so
what
on
it
and
is.
so forth. So that's my opinion on that.
So,
I don't play with them to know to opinion, but I just know that it
Me
don't work. Whatever it is, it can't be the teams because the teams are still around. So,
right. And I mean, Designated Menace, we'll touch on that briefly here. 24 points in 20 games. They had 16. They had 16 kills total, so they didn't even average a kill a game.
Nope.
And so 8 placement points total. So
God dang, that's not good.
They averaged 8.8 points a game. 0.8 points
so
in 20 games.
Almost had it.
Almost. You almost got that one. You almost got that point. You almost got that one average.
So that's rough. Just on paper, that roster they had is a good roster. Nick, Cakers, John, who else did they have?
Troy T.
T, Musty, Beast. I mean, decent enough players to where they could muster together to get higher than they did.
Let's just say that's not a last place team on paper.
On paper, it is not.
No.
Is it a first place team? Probably
Maybe
not.
But not last.
But it's not a last place team. Definitely not.
Apparently it is.
Apparently. Alrighty. So biggest winner, biggest loser. How about your best loser? So this is the team that had the most potential to qualify, but just fell short or just on the outside looking in. So your best team that was eliminated, we'll say.
Word.
Shocks.
For me, it had to be Revolution, simply because they were out of it. They were out of it by like a ton of points, and even going into the last game, there was still hope for them. I know kids had them already like chalked away like 2 weeks ago, but they came back that last game and they made it very interesting. Had they have killed 2 players of CK in a 2v4 situation, we'd be talking about Revolution being in the championship. So they brought it all the way back to all they needed to do was kill 2 people in a 2v4, and it just, unfortunately, Maddie stepped up and did the goddamn thing and handled his business as the solo. They got the revives and Revolution fell, but they're 2 kills away from making it in that sense, you know. So they would have got those 2 kills, and we'd be talking about Revolution as the biggest winners possibly instead of the best losers.
I agree. Revolutions had 61 points total overall. Time to report had 67. And Strax is saying, well, 2 kills. That 2 kills there would have eliminated
4.
CK that game.
And the additional placement point. And then immediately after that fight, So Strong died. Like, there's your 6 points.
Right. And I believe CK went on to win that game because they had the high ground over Skyline, I think, that was down low.
Opposite Skyline won.
Skyline ended up winning.
Skyline went back to back.
Okay. Yeah. So, that's right. They took out the last 2 games. But...
Yeah.
At any point, I think CK was second or something like that. So,
and they didn't do anything but just sit there. So
right, they sat at the top of the hill, let the other teams fight, and then fought Skyline for a second place finish. So there's your 6 points right there, like Shock said, plus a couple extra kills. You're talking, yes, they would be in at that point, and Time to Report would be on the sideline.
Yep.
Kids, your best loser.
Yep. So I'm gonna shout out Revolution. You made me sweat a little bit,
but
once CK got you, I was like, okay, I'm safe. No, my best loser, I'm gonna give it to Legacy because I'm gonna hit back that was the team earlier that I talked about that just missed it. They needed 4 points to tie and 5 points just to get that 1 point above Time to Report, and they would have been in. And for the life of them, they could not stop dropping or getting in fights with these major teams that were already qualified and at the top of the bracket. And that last game, I think they fought K7
and Pachinki.
And Pachinki.
And K7 never goes Pachinki. Never goes Pachinki.
That's a Millie team.
And that's just unfortunate because not many teams can go toe-to-toe with K7. There are some teams that can do it, but a team like Legacy, I didn't see them coming out of that, but that's just unfortunate that they just kept running into the already qualified teams with triple digits and whatnot. So best loser is going to go to them. Please come back next season because y'all have the talent to do it.
Yeah, if they can ever get a goddamn 4-man together. The boys 3-man did forever.
Other problem.
3-man almost every game.
That
almost.
Was
I ain't going to say it was, but almost every game y'all 3-man. That 4th man could have made a huge difference in a lot of these gunfights because teams fighting, you have a 3-man, so they're gonna do some off the wall, flank or whatever because they know they got the numbers on you. So it is what it is. But come back, hang your heads up high, y'all. It's so close, but it is what it is. But Legacy is gonna be my best loser.
I agree. I think if they were a 4-man through the majority of the tournament instead of the other way around, being a 4-man the minority of the tournament, you're talking.
I don't know if we should be giving them points for like not being able to get a 4th guy in for a 7-man roster. We should be digging these guys like, get your shit together. Like,
Agreed.
That's not credit. That's discredit them.
And
God damn.
Touching on Legacy here, game 1 they picked up points and we're like, all right, Legacy's making that move. They're gonna beat T2R and knock them out too.
Yeah.
The other 4 games, I think they maybe picked up 1 point in the
I think
last
it was 1 or
games.
2 here and there, but they just, like I said, they just kept fighting the major big boys in the lobby, and it just wasn't working out for them. So it's unfortunate.
It sucked for them. For me, my best loser is Energy, right under Legacy, 62 points. The final team to sign up the day it started. They signed up to play the next day and then continue on. So shout out to them just for doing that.
Yeah.
Last minute team. And then 62 points, falling short by 5 points on the tie. Can't say much or too much more about that. You guys showed up. You put the energy, hence your name, energy in there. No pun intended.
See what
you gave it your all. And I hope that's another team that does come back next year because, or not, I don't want to say next year, next season.
We ain't doing another one
we'll
until next
see you
year.
in 2023, baby.
We're going to 1 a year now. But yeah, comes back next season because that right there shows you guys still have the potential to get up there and qualify with the big boys.
Yeah, with me.
All right, calm down.
All right, moving on. Grim.
Let's talk. Yeah, I was going down the list.
I know, that's what he does. All right,
let's touch base on our season champs right now. We did biggest winner, biggest loser, who our best loser was. Let's touch on the champs right now.
Yeah, kids.
Kids, start us off.
Yeah,
V2.
V2, congratulations on your regular season championship. Again, I think. You know what? I was against you, and we called you inconsistent. Me and Shocks and called you inconsistent in the last hot drop.
Yep.
And I think y'all popped out 3 the last day, and said we're consistent. Okay, congrats, y'all did it. I'm gonna touch on Rat, the weekend warrior, the GOAT. He shows up. He did it the week before. He showed up, got chicken dinner, and dipped. He subbed someone in. And he's like, I did my job, and moved on. But shout out to them for sure. But I want to touch on the point of Trag and Little Kid on top of that hill Friday night. It was a 3v2 situation, and they just annihilated Denial Esports. Denial Esports had no clue to what they were doing to try to go up that hill, and Denial trapped themselves in. Like I said, that truck was right there between the 2 containers. Couldn't move it. You screwed yourself in that sense. But yeah, just shout out to V2. They know how to win. I guess they're consistent now. So I'll eat my own words on that part.
Yeah, V2. They're obviously a great team. A team that I've always put as the best team in the game for a while. But I've been showing a lot of K7 love. Hey, Oxford Reaper, if you watch it, you're always in the stream giving me crap because I'm K7 love right now. And I was saying, like, hey, K7's better. They're a historic franchise, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, came in my stream for the EU tournament the other day, immediately after League. Yeah, how K7 do in Season 4? I was like, you know what? You're right. V2's a big V2 fan, so shout out V2. They did their thing. As we know, we expect them to be a top 2 or 3 team. And when we give them shots of inconsistency, it's because it was there. Obviously, we either say they either win or they do bad, which the thing is, they had the most chicken dinners, and it wasn't even close. So that's one thing. So they win a lot. And the same type of issue we get with Skyline. It's just teams that you expect to be the best teams. We just set them at a higher standard than the lower teams. Like a team that comes in 16th place, we're congratulating them. Great job, man. But if V2 came in 4th or 5th, we'd be shitting all over them, you know? And that's the difference, you know?
You're
like,
not wrong.
So, shout out V2, their championship. We all know what it is. So congratulations to them on the regular season. But hey, it's all reset. Everything back to 0. Let's see if they can do it again for champs.
V2 had 7 chicken dinners, most out of any team. 138 kills, most out of any team. And obviously 224 points, most out of any team. So that's why they're on the top right now. As Shockster said, reset though. And to touch point on the inconsistencies, what we see compared to what we'll say the general public sees is different. Because we don't cast those dailies as much anymore. So you don't see them during the week getting the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th place finish in a daily tournament. And then they show up for league and they're popping off. And you're like, well, what are you talking about? They're inconsistent.
Yep.
Because during the week is not how they play on the weekends. Because kids touch a little bit with Rat, Weekend Warrior. I don't know if Rat played this weekend.
He didn't.
I don't remember if he played Friday night with them. So they still showed up and showed out without Rat on Friday night. So they have the potential to do it. I don't know if they're just too laid back and trolly during the week. Just, we're here to be here or whatever. If that's the case, then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
But
we do appreciate the extra sign up, though.
Yes. I mean, the teams will take your money.
Keep doing
I mean, it's about time you give back to them a little bit. But
just a little bit. Just a little bit. Get back. Come on now.
But yes, I agree with that. Alrighty. MVP. This is going to be a 2-part question here.
Okay. Explain to us what you want from us. Come on now.
Who is your MVP of the regular season?
Okay.
And who do you think is going to be the stellar showout MVP of the champs? Shocks?
Right. For me, for the regular season, obviously, I just got to go with Matty. I know that he was the MVP according to Twire, but that's my boy. You guys know Matty's my boy. I play games with Matty all the time. I've been, for the longest, if you ask him, he'll be like, hey, Shock's like, what do you think about me as a player? And I'll be like, bro, you're a top 10 player, bro. Nobody thinks of you like that, but you are. You got the gun skill. I see you do it all the time. You're a slayer. And that's his role. His role is slayer. He's a fragger. He's not to be the I'm going to res you guy. No, that's for the other people that can't shoot. Go res them. Matty's holding off the 4-man push. That's what his job is, to get kills. And he had 48 kills. He was the Twire most valuable player. And to even more so, when I seen that he was the MVP, I was like, no shot, just because you don't expect that the MVP to come from a 4th, 5th place team, you expect that to be from the number 1 team, right? Number 2 team, best case scenario, so for him to be the MVP, I mean, hey, bravo to Matty Bartholomew Wreck, that's my boy, and a number of respect for what he did this season. Hopefully he can carry it over to champs.
He showed out
Yeah, like 20
Saturday
something kills on Saturday.
Saturday was his best day, and he definitely, I think that helped project him up there.
And they've been, even in trios, they ended up taking a 5th place spot and coming from the back and taking that 5th spot, so to get some money. So shout out to them.
Yes. I like it. Kids, who do you have?
Well, we all knew I picked Arctic, and he finished 4th. He was my original pick, and I stuck with him. Came in 4th overall, so a shout out to Arctic. But Matty did his thing Saturday night. I don't think there wasn't a fight where he didn't have 2 or 3 kills in each fight that he got. He popped off. I think he had a pred in there. We saw him crap down 20 squad south throat. And essentially 1v2 because he was the only one pushing up. Everybody else was getting angles and whatnot. I'm not going to stick too hard on the subject, but Matty showed out, did his thing, so congrats, man.
Ready. And for me, it is
I got it
For
up.
me,
Got it up.
you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I just put one up. It didn't look like you were putting one up.
Yeah, no.
For me,
Tony.
my MVP, I'm gonna go with Mick.
Hey, shout
And
out Mick. Yeah.
I think I picked him last week, so I'm gonna stick with him this week. Underrated player, 100%.
Hey, he's a bench
And
player. How the hell?
he's a bench player, but
That's
I
selfish.
did actually inquire about that because Jolly has been playing with my squad, 20 Squad North. So I inquired. I said, "Why is Mick so underutilized?" I said, "He's a great player. He's showing off in league. Like he needs to be more front and center." And he said, "It's Mick's choice because Mick goes to school, work, and he plays hockey, so he doesn't always have the time. So it's his choice to be a."
Wow, choosing hockey over the BGE. Excuse me.
I mean, he's French Canadian, so I can understand hockey's big up there. So
It's the only place.
I get it. But definitely a talent that if he played more consistently with us in the BGE, he could be that top, like almost. I don't know if I'd put him in a category with Rat, but he could be up there with almost like a Desto or Little Kid or that maybe like one tier under the Rat tier, we'll call it.
What is Rat in his own little tier?
I almost would say yes. Rat's like his own little
He's
tier,
like,
and then you've
there's
got
Rat, then there's like every other great player.
Yeah. Sorry, just how I feel.
It's funny.
I'm sure I'll get digged on that a little bit, but it's just how I feel. But yeah, Mick, hats off to you. Stick up to you, puck up. I'm not fully sure what the hockey term is there, but I think they center ice with their sticks up.
Yeah.
So salute
Bonjour,
to you.
Mick. Au revoir.
We'll reverse this, kids. Your future MVP.
My final MVP, I think will be Rat. I think he will show up and come play because it's finals, and it's his team, and he's gonna come back, be that weekend warrior that we all know him to be, and he's gonna show out just like he did during the duos. He carried someone in the duos, and he got the MVP last season. I want to say for finals, and finals I think is where Rat shines. And I think that's where we'll see him come back and play fully for the next two to 3 weeks.
Yeah, my MVP is gonna be Desto Destroyer. He's gonna come back and he's gonna get that MVP award. I also want to throw something. You said Rat for your MVP. I heard you say it. My man still has not accepted my challenge in the 1v1 for the kids. All right, so Rat. He don't even want to smoke with me. You think he wants to smoke for BGE Season 4 champs? Come on now. Desto, give me that. Let's go, boys. For the kids, Rat. For the kids. Charity. Let's go.
So Shocks and I obviously didn't communicate this ahead of time. I thought he had said he was picking somebody else.
I was
Obviously,
thinking about going with aimbot. I'm gonna throw that out there.
You said
I was gonna
aimbot,
say aim, but my
so
heart
I'm
told me
like-
Desto. You know,
so I was like, okay, I'm good then. My MVP is Desto.
my heart
That's
told me
who
Desto.
I was going
it's what
with.
came out. You know.
Shocks said aimbot, switched at last minute, so I thought I was good.
He's like, this is why we do these production meetings.
Changes at last minute, but yes, for me, Desto. I mean, he shows out. He's like a rat-a-tat in that aspect when it comes to where it needs to count the most, finals and champs and all that.
Even Lan, like he was the kill leader for his team at Lan, even though they got third place. But I mean, he was the kill leader for them. So
right. Once again, you expect your kill leader being the first place, maybe even the second place team, not third place or in this, like you said, Maddie, who was the fifth place team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Desto. The man can slay. And
feels weird not saying Rat. It's like the first time I'm like not with Rat. So I don't know.
Toss up between him and Warhawk, but I'll go with Desto. Just that slight nudge. Warhawk's the same way. He shows up in finals too.
That's like Tom Brady right now, where it's like I wouldn't pick Tom Brady to be the MVP, but then he'll be the MVP, you know?
Right.
Like, yeah. I'd be like Aaron Rodgers, and then he'll be like Tom Brady. Like, no, okay. Anyways,
Okay. So before we go into who your pick to win it all is, see if they've stayed the same or if they've changed. Dark horse. Who do you think could pull the upset and win it? Shocks.
let kids go. I want to see who he says.
Kids.
My pick to win it, so strong. For my dark horse team, they could pop off in the finals. They popped off in qualifiers. Granted, they didn't play these top teams every week.
Yeah.
But they could pop off because they got a solid squad, and they can do a lot of talent. They
Damn
got
right.
Moose, they got Doc, they got Virium, they got Designer, Example, Merc.
Zempo's
That
popping
could
off.
be-
So
Yeah, for sure. So they could be an issue. But it's finals. It's all the big boys, fighting. So they have the talent to pop off. So dark horse, I'm gonna go with so strong.
that is not a bad pick because that's a team that definitely could take it. This one's so hard for me because I was gonna say Torch, but Torch has some type of expectation. But to me, they've always been like a dark horse team. To me, you guys know how I felt. I'm like, they ain't top 5, they're 6, or something like that. So I've always like dug them a little bit. But I think, like changing again, I'm gonna go with the Console Killers. All right, and they're my biggest winners, and they're my dark horse because I don't see Console Killers as a top, 1, 2, 3 team. I've always considered them 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, middle of the pack. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't be surprised. Maddie pops off, and these boys like last week of season 4, they were the best team. They had the best week. So if they could do that for 3 weeks in a row in champs where they get hot and they're a streaky ass team. So if they get hot, don't be surprised. Console Killers are our champions. And we're like, what? So I can see it. Console Killers, dark horse. Let's get it.
Okay.
Free kills in Yasnaya, T2R. I love you, T2R.
So for me, maybe a little cliche. I'm gonna go with
20 squads south.
yes. 20 Squad South is going to be my dark horse team. Everybody say, well, they're kind of a top team
yeah,
like
they
that.
are. They're at top 3 of my power rankings.
I mean, with the way V2, PT, and K7 all played, and then CK to throw into that,
Mm-hmm.
It's
TSS
gonna be
threw
tough.
last week, so we can throw
it's
it.
going to be tough for them.
Oh yeah, don't mention Skyline who took over 20 Squad South. Right? Yeah, just throw them out there like they ain't nothing.
Okay,
They're
and
underneath Skyline. So hold
by
on.
a point. By a
Hey,
point.
look, hey, you didn't mention them though. Give Skyline their
didn't.
respect, dog.
I didn't.
Oh, now kids like Skyline. Okay.
I'm saying that because they popped off on the last day. I wish they would have done that all season, but they popped off with 2 chicken dinners
Yep.
But
on Saturday or Friday, one of the two.
Saturday.
But yes, I will put them down as my dark horse. Yes, it's my team, but they have the potential. I think they can do it. Kid shaking his head no there.
How do you say
I would
dark
love-
horse in Brazilian? Or Portuguese, not Brazilian. Wow.
I would love for them to do it, being an outsider team to take the top crown. We'll see if that can happen. I hope it does.
Just trying to get. I hope it does, so I can get paid.
I hope it does. I hope it does.
So I can get paid. Look at this man.
I hope it does.
Not to mention he has 3 teams in the finals.
Two.
Oh yeah, my
Um,
bad too. Oh, I said 3.
Anyways,
moving on. Pick to win it all. Chucks.
the dub. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, right. No. No.
Oh my
Wow. You're
I
getting
should've remembered
roasted
the
for that one.
Not gonna. Don't say that one. That's not gonna happen. I'm gonna go with the same team that I've been picking all goddamn season long. K7. They're the best team right now. I don't care. Everybody says V2. Oxford Reaper, if you're out there, watch this because, hey, it's going to be K7. I ain't trying to hear V2. They're great in LAN, but, I mean, K7 back-to-back EU champions, BGE Season 3 champions, Trio champions, and they're about to be BGE Season 4 champions. Mark my words. We'll see y'all in 3 weeks, and you'll see that they're going to be the top team. Let's get it. K7. Let's go. MVP Desto.
Kids?
It's hard for me not to pick PT, but I'm going with K7 as well.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because it's
switched
been
it up.
it's finals.
He's
They
been
know
PT
how.
all season long. I thought he was
It's
going to
hard for me
switch it. He's
to
going to say V2 or
but-
something.
I thought he was going V2 too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's hard to go against K7 because they have all the momentum in the world. They've been to champs. They know how to win the championships.
They had a shitty last week, though. It wasn't the best week for 'em.
They get to the championship, but they get, third or second. They're always trying for that spot. Same with the EU League and the Trio League. K7 knows how to play. They know how to perform, and they know how to pull away and play smart when they need to.
And they've been smoking V2 in
And
like
we saw that
4v4s.
in season 3. Who was it camping? It was the mates camping the bridge on GT, who was essentially what this team is.
The last
Yeah.
game.
And GT outsmarted them and rotated all the way around on a boat, and no one saw K7 until the end.
Yep.
Or not K7, at the time PT.
GT.
Or
Or
GT.
GT, whoever. There's too
PP,
many.
GT, K7,
Yeah.
V2,
yeah.
WT,
So
W.
either way, it's hard for me to. I wish PT the greatest of luck. Shocker if they win it, but it's hard to go against someone who's a team that's been there, done that multiple times. I'm going K7, man.
The 4th time. They're about to be the 5th
Could be.
time.
It could be, man. That's
Yep.
So this panel here is unanimous.
Oh my God.
I'm
Where
going with-
is
Oh,
the?
can't wait to get
K7
paid.
also. I mean, to Shox's point and to Kids' point, back-to-back EU, BGE Season 3, they won the Trios League in
Whipped
stellar
everybody
fashion
ass.
with
That wasn't
over
even
a
close.
110-point difference
Yes.
between first and second.
Yes.
They know what to do, how to do it when it counts. And like Kids pointed out, BGE Season 3, this is the first time I've ever seen GT/K7 rotate in a boat off of Military Island. They always take the bridge. Everybody knew that. The mates camped it, and GT pulled the bridge and was like, wait, what did GT just do here?
Mhm.
And since then, they have kind of started to do that a little bit. Late games in that, they've started using the boats to get off the island.
There's another way.
We don't have to take a bridge. So they know how to adapt and overcome and change their gameplay to fit what they needed to happen in that moment. And I think they can do it. I think they will do it.
Hey,
And-
Properly Tuck, if you're out there, you should be outraged right now. Somebody should have went for y'all. V2 fans, if you're out there, y'all should be outraged right now because there's some bullshit we got going on right here. All three going for K7, but hey, I mean, they're the best right now. I mean, in my opinion, I don't know. Whatever
This
that's
is the
worth.
only topic we did not talk about
No.
in our pre-meeting. We want this one to be 100% organic
Yeah.
and what it is.
I thought kids was saying Properly Tucked. I figured you'd say V2, to be honest, and I'm like, K7 all season. You already know what it
shout
is.
out to those teams. They're going to do great, and
Yeah.
they'll probably stick
They
close.
could probably
the first
still win.
week and a half. But we've seen
kids
it
is
before.
expecting them to pull the hell away.
And they will pull away halfway through, and if not that final week, K7 will find a way to pull away and just play it smart that they have always done, even when they were GT.
Even in the trios, I was talking to Grim about it. I'm like, bro, we've done so many seasons, and like it's always come down to the last day. Sometimes, generally, even the last game or two. And then this is the first time we ever had like a blowout. We could have called this like a week ago. You know?
Yeah, sure.
They wanted to call it in week 5, saying, do we have to show up the final 2 weeks?
I mean,
you only have a 90-point lead. Jen is behind you 2 weeks and 10 games. They can catch you. It's possible.
Yep.
So, I mean, they showed up and was like, all right, whatever. We'll just increase our lead
kick
to
everybody's ass some
110,
more.
112. I mean, So they can do it.
In their
They
defense, I think if they didn't show up those last 2 weeks, they would have probably still won, based on like where Jen ended.
um possibly. I'd have to pull some numbers off
Yeah.
to see the numbers,
But I
but
think
Jen
so.
could have
Just throw
been
that out
close.
there.
It would have
Yeah.
been close.
But if
Um,
they weren't in the lobby, maybe Jen wins some of those games. So yeah.
True. I asked this question to Shocks. Now here we go off script.
What question?
I asked Shocks this question on Sunday on stream when we crowned the champ. Now let me ask this question to kids. Are they a dynasty?
Oh, this is the question, kids. This is the
K7?
question.
K7 / yeah.
Already a dynasty.
Back-to-back
Yeah.
EU champs,
Back to back EU. They've got
Season 3 champ.
3.
trios champs. That's 4
Yeah.
championships.
That's other than maybe the mates. Nah, man, dynasty. 100%.
I think they have 2 BGL championships.
I about to say, I think they won BGL. I think that was a conversation we had last season.
2 BGL champions.
with
I think they won
GT.
1 and 3 for the BGL.
Yeah, so they got. I ain't gonna say necessarily say the rings, but they got the dynasty, man. Not even a question, bro.
Back-to-back 3rd places in LAN.
Now, I did hear that comment. Now I was watching the stream on my stream. I did hear you say the land comment.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, they still placed in those.
They just did again,
like,
yeah.
It was still top
And
3.
they have Professor, so I mean.
they still top 3.
Get that
In
shit
real
out
life,
there.
that's a podium. So what are they looking at? Like 8 gold medals and 2 bronzes? Nah, dynasty, man, 100%.
Now, the one thing that I said when I was like to poo-poo it, because you got to look at the the Jordan's the GOAT. He has 6 championships. Oh yeah, but he's only been to 6 finals. Okay, cool. He won them all, right? I get it, right? So they always got to be. You got to look at the but, right? And the but in this situation would be you need to have 3 to be a dynasty, right? Right? They have more than that, obviously, as an organization, but the EU has 2. The NA guys have season 3 and trios. Do we count it? Yeah, right? But still, it's only 2 if you think about that. If you separate them as these are the EU guys and these are the NA guys, neither one of them have won 3. They're completely different rosters. You got the Kizza roster, and then you got like the Destos, the Aimbots, whatever. So it's like 2 separate squads. So that'd be like my only. If you're gonna say they're not a dynasty,
I would even make that argument because
if they win this, it ain't even a question.
When they run the dailies, they sometimes mix and
Yeah,
They do.
match it.
They do.
So,
Is it?
nah,
is-
yeah,
Kizza?
if we're gonna do the NA and EU side, maybe whatever. But as an organization, as a whole, to include BGL, dynasty, dog. That's not even a. That to me, that's not a question.
So does that
not a
make them-
comment, not a concern?
The best team of all time then? Because you would put nobody else as a dynasty. Who else would be a
The
dynasty?
Mates.
Did the Mates ever win championships? They only won 1.
True.
You know?
Here.
Here.
Uh,
Which all
You
that
had a
matters to
ban
me.
You had a ban forever,
I'm
so
just
how can they
saying-
win more?
No, all the
I'm just
BGE
saying
stuff,
with-
they were here from BGE to start. They just weren't here for
Yeah.
BGL. But ever since BGE, they've been here. They haven't won
Yeah.
shit.
No,
they won BG1.
They won season no.
They won the first one. They won one of them.
I think they
Or
won
They
they
won
season
had
BGE
2.
season 1.
1 or
I
2.
They
think.
won one of them. I don't know which one. They
And
won one, but they
WC
had
won
tag.
the other one.
WC won the other one, and
Oh,
then
GT
GT
won
whatever the
three.
case
the
may
one.
be.
Yeah.
The mates, they're great as organization because everybody liked them. But
Are
I
they?
would-
Because the Mates literally don't even have a logo, so I wouldn't even say they're a
Not
great
anymore, not
organization. They
Um,
dysfunctional as
The
hell.
logo.
No, what was their logo?
The M with the 8.
They in with the
That
8,
was
man.
not a logo.
That is their logo.
God.
I
That's a
asked
logo,
Demchick, be
bro.
like, "Hey, do you guys have a logo?" He'll say no.
Oh yeah, if we would. No, okay. Anyway, no.
But that is their logo.
I'm
Nah.
gonna say K7/GT, probably number 1, the greatest. After what
he
they
got
did
that
for-
logo from Google.
Okay, first of
Oh,
all,
whatever. It's a logo.
whatever, it's a logo.
It's a
Anyway,
logo.
I put them number
Not
1 over
Copyright
like,
issues with that
Legacy.
logo.
Yeah, nah, I'd put them number 1 for sure.
Um,
They've done too much. They've proved themselves. Nah, yeah, number 1.
The only other one I think could compare would be WC, V2,
Maybe.
whatever the hell you want to call that little click or whatever. That would be the only maybe
They've been
comparable.
18 different teams. K7
Yeah.
and GT have been the same thing for.
Yeah, it's always been either GT or K7.
Yeah. So
'Cause
yeah, number one dynasty for
I
sure.
don't even know if I can count V2's success as WC because that's not really WC. Even though they were
Yeah,
WC
that's
for
fine.
land, like that's a whole fucking different team now. You know?
Yep. Nah, number one for sure in my books, Graham. If that's the answer, we've been on this tangent for like an hour now.
Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, number
uh,
one for me, 100%.
There you go.
my
Dynasty.
point, and I kind of made this comment on the stream the other day. I'm leaning towards yes to a dynasty. They're just missing that one piece. They're missing the ring.
Oh, you're saying if they get a land championship as dynasty?
If they get a land championship, 100%. You show up to the biggest stage of them all and you can't finish it. I don't know.
They still podium. I'm still giving it to them. They still podium.
But that's saying, and I hate to dig on them, but I'll go in the football world, the Buffalo Bills.
His own team.
4 back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah. Didn't win.
And
Never.
they didn't win. No one
No.
called them a dynasty.
No.
They didn't win. If they won all 4 of those, you have a different subject and a different topic.
Yeah.
But they lost them all. There's no dynasty there.
No.
You show up to the biggest stage, so that's like GT showing up to the Super Bowl, or K7 showing up to the Super Bowl and not winning. You can't call them a dynasty because they didn't win it. They're there. They're right there. Maybe with this
4
next
championships.
up-and-coming land.
About to be
say.
5 times. 5 times. Fiji
Yeah.
champions.
They get this one for sure.
It ain't even a question.
Graham,
I
I
think
see
if
what
they
you're
get
going
this
for,
one.
man. I get it. I understand it.
I mean,
I
I'm
100% get what you're saying. I understand
Grim
what you're
is saying, put the strikies down and show it in person, and they haven't been able to do it.
Right. I get what Grim's saying. I mean, I see it. Whatever. But they're already one. If they get a 5th one, like, who
I
else
mean,
is going to
like
argue with this?
I would almost say yes, they are a dynasty, but
Okay.
they're missing
Question
that.
for you. Question for you, Mr.
They're missing
over
that
here.
key point.
If they get this 5th one, what are you going to say?
They're in the same boat.
They
yes,
still haven't got
they
land.
are a dynasty in a way, but they're missing. They're missing the Super Bowl ring. They're missing the trophy, the big Lombardi trophy. They don't have it.
Well, there's only one team
I'm
that has
Mr.
it.
Negative in this case.
So
it
then,
seems. And I'm usually not negative.
Does that make
Okay, so would you
V2 a
consider
dynasty?
V2 a dynasty?
Yeah. Hello.
No.
No. Why? They got 2 championships.
They got 2 land championships.
So if they win BGE season 5 or 4, they win this season right here, regular season, whatever, online league. Are they a dynasty then? Because they got 3 championships, the regular season or the season online, and then the 2.
That very well could be a possibility. Yes. I mean, we talked about it at LAN with Sparky saying he needs 3, and he even agreed you need 3 before you can consider yourself a dynasty. 2 is not it.
So, but the online one would count. But they don't count in.
I mean,
They
I
don't
would.
count vice versa is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to ask you here.
It can. I mean, if we give that to V2 and say, all right, you
Like,
won 2 at LAN.
You're both
but you only-
dynasties now, okay?
but you won only 1 online event where GT, as you put it, has 4,
Mm-hmm.
or K7, GT K7 has 4 with no in-person championships. It could go both ways. In that case, yes, I could see that. I'm not saying K7's not a dynasty. I'm not like saying it,
He's just
but
throwing the option of how you
the
can say
option
they're not.
out there could be they don't have the biggest prize of
The
them all
only
yet.
way to say no is that's what he's saying.
Right.
Or my 2-2 thing.
Yes.
So, there you go. K7. We'll figure that out. Y'all let us know what you guys think. That's what I want to know. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think about that. But with that being said, we will catch you guys on the next episode of the Hot Drop. Should drop every Friday. You already know what it is. Should. And boom.